Day. I figured there's a lot of action going on, so I wanted to make sure I did a live midday, what's it called, video. I did a small little video trying to give you guys some levels in the SPY and the small caps and some things this morning and what to watch out for. But again, it was such a crazy morning. I had to get all my work together for other Relaxes. So my name is Scott Rudley, Chief Strategic Officer at T3Live.com. Welcome to today's midday public call. It is 12 o'clock on January 27th. I'm just going to post this link because T3 Live should post a link because I want people, if they want to watch it live, they can see it live. Here it is. Just starting. We've had a lot of action here, guys. If you have proper sell rules, you could buy in the hole. If you have proper sell rules, you also could watch the market, do market discovery, get new points of reference, and then have much more calculated risk versus just being in harm's way and say, oh, this is going to come back or that's going to come back, because sometimes they never do. So, with a process and a routine and a plan, you could maneuver these type of things. So, real quickly, again, it's 12:02. Let's get to it. You look at the chart of the S&P cash. Okay, first of all, I talk about active sequences. Sometimes an active sequence in a name or the market could last for a week, a day and a half, a day, or 3 months or more. So this active sequence, this first one, that got above this 2962, remember that? Lasted to this day. This was the day that I went from like 15, 20 longs to like 5. And then what happened? We had a nice bottom tail, okay, above the 50-day, and then you had a quick move back up. I don't think I caught that well, but then once we digested above the 8-day, all of a sudden you take the best looking stocks and, we went again. So what did we do? We went again from above 31.54 to as high as 33.37. Another 150 handles of a new active sequence if you reduce risk right here. Okay, and did it, and then watched the price discovery, and then that led to nothing. So here you are to 33.37. So this little day was the day that everyone started clamoring about the coronavirus. That was the day I said that I think it's a little bit more serious than people are saying. Anyway, on this day, you had your big wide range bar sell when we opened up above 33.26. Couldn't hold this. Went below 33.01 to show that the sellers had power. I went from I think 25 positions long to about 10 with spiders, as a hedge, with VIX calls as a hedge, with 2 of the virus names that did pretty well today that I've sold a lot, that which I'll get into, and then a lot less of other things. I sold a lot of my market names. So anyway, so I can come in today opportunistic. So what did I do this morning? We were down 40, 50 handles. I told you this morning on the public, I think Periscope. I was covering my SPYs. I covered my SPYs in that 324-ish area because to me 323 to 324 was some support, but real macro was 320 to 321. And now here's where we are. So what do we know now? This is the S&P cash. So you now have the workings of a potential bottom tail. Potential. Okay, kind of same thing that happened here. Okay, got a little wishy-washy, got stopped out of stuff. If you got stopped out of stuff, you were able to buy Versal level with more market discovery. So the same kind of thing is happening here. Okay, it doesn't mean you go all in, but again, from 33.37 to below 32.34, that's it's a 100 handle pull-in. So something to play against. So anyway, now you have a gap. So here, if you remember, boom, filled the gap literally in a day and a half. So it proved the sellers had no power. So now we'll see. I've already circled this bar. You know what it means. That's that engulfing bar that got you tactical. So this way, this was more of an opportunity. Now the question is, does this gap get filled, or do the bears, stay in control? So this gap now, it goes up to 32.81. That's that pivot that's that low. And now you have this low, and then, you have the high of the morning, and then this is all space. So the question is, does it rally up to get rejected? This one, got rallied up, and then this day when it held, a lot of the bears were like, ooh, and then you had another gap, and then again, digestion. So here, it'll be interesting to see what happens. So I am no longer short the SPYs. I actually bought the SPYs Versal level. I flipped. So if you look here on the SPYs, didn't quite get down towards 320, 321, but this was my 320. Actually, I put 323.75 in. Kind of close. I was a little bit off. It went to what? 322.66, which just so you know, this is now your reactionary low. When the market has something happen that puts it in a little bit of a shock or whatever it is, the market reacts to it. So after price discovery, that is your reactionary low. So your reactionary low right here, this low is 322.66. That's all you know. That's your new point of reference. Bears can't growl too loud if you stay above 322.67. Never got to here, so you can move this over. Okay, this is like the language, the same thing. And I covered most of my short in the 324 area. I'll see if it's buyable versus a level. What do I mean versus a level? I mean it puts in a 5 or 15 or 30 minute low. That's your point of reference, and you buy versus it. It doesn't sound like rocket science, right? So you go to your 1 day. So here is the 1 day. Okay, so here is your level. Okay, versus this level came in fast, rallied up, and now it looks as if it's trying to push into this gap. So I'm going to go to the gym after this and then go on Fox Business. I am long some SPYs. I am not going to put my stop in at the low of the day, but I would think if the market's going to hang in there, it shouldn't get below this. So I will put my stop in at this is 323.34. This low is what, 322? I would say 323.10. I'm playing for this to go boom and maybe fill some of the gaps. So if it breaks below this, that means it's headed down to lows and I'm out. Don't have a whole lot, but that first time I've been long the SPYs in weeks because I've been using the SPYs as a hedge, which helped a lot on Friday, even though I lost money Friday and today, which I'm up money and we're still down 400. Not bad. So anyway, we'll see what happens here. So that's versus level. And this was a 5-minute low. Sometimes the low happens in 15, 30, 60 minutes. So you had to have targeted buy areas. So my best trade this morning was Apple because I had bids in the 305 to 307 area, which I did my homework and said, hey, anything below 307 quickly, I'm willing to buy. Okay, so I put my bids in while I had all my level 2s up, and before I turned around, oh my goodness, I bought 307 something, 306 somethings, and I didn't get filled in my 305 something. So I got 2 orders filled and made really good money in Apple, and then I sold someone that bounced over 310, and now we're seeing what's happening here. Anyway, that's how you do it. So we go back to here. So that's your new. So now this you can get out of the way because this is your new point of reference, and here's your gap, and that's the gap fill. This was your red dog reversal sell, and then also below here, which is the prior low. Here's the Qs. Okay, wow. This is what I put in this morning. Where'd it get to? 217.18. So 217.18 is your new point of reference. We get points of reference every single day, and that's what traders need, points of reference to measure your risk with. So here it is, and it's pretty well, it's pretty nicely off the lows here. So now we'll see, does this gap get filled? Remember back here, when you had the same kind of trending up, then all of a sudden this happened, you get out of the way, and then a bottom tail happened, and then this gap was filled and went back to prior resistance, digested, and then went again. So now we'll see what happens here. Do we bounce today and then all of a sudden not fill this gap, or do we fill this gap and people say, hey, the market's on sale? NASDAQ or the Qs gap down 5 points and there's demand, or gap down 5 points and nobody says, I don't want it down here. I'm waiting for lower prices, so the gap doesn't get filled. So it tells you something. You also have Apple tomorrow after the close. We have Amazon. We have Facebook. We have a lot going on this week. Anyway, this is now different, and this is also different. And all we have right now is the low. Okay, and that's your point of reference right there. This is gone. IWM, I said, could be something to go to if you sold 167s. It's something you could buy at 162, 163, and that's when entries and exits matter. Here, small caps were sluggish last week, gave a sell signal, and it broke below 167. That was right here. Okay, 162 to 163 is decent support to watch. Okay, so it wound up going to as low as 162.40, and now it's back here. So it's a decent area to buy or watch. Sorry, I didn't say buy or watch. I didn't buy or watch it. And that's that for the indices. And then so let's go back to Apple. Apple, why did I come up with 305 area? Because that's where the 21-day was. So if you sold it when it did a red dog reversal 320, you could have bought it back here, and that wound up making me some good money this morning. Netflix a little bit more wishy-washy, but this line is gone. So I guess you could move this up and say this is your new point of reference. Does this hold 341? You could maybe be long versus 341. Put that there. 341. Google last week, I came out with a sell signal where I actually said you guys could short verse 1500. It's way too extended, or at least sell on the red dog reversal sell. And I think guys made good money this morning. I said you guys should be covering. So here's the language. Where's the language? Oh, I didn't put it in there. But anyway, red dog reversal sell. Then it broke below this ascending triangle and gave you confirmation of that. And then here is now your new point of reference and a big gap. So if I were you and you were short in here, this is where you spot the cover. And on Wednesday, tweet to Red Relax, I said, be short versus 1500 if that's what you're looking for. It's calculated to $8 worth of risk, and boom, that's a nice move. Anyway, what's this low here now? This low here is 1419. Oh, wow. Anyway, that's your new point of reference. We'll see if this gap gets filled. Facebook, you know, this was support going sideways, this 212-ish area. What did it get to? 212.50. Anyway, that's pretty nice. Nice. So if you sold it here when it broke, you know, 220, you know, this was a decent buy the dip. That's what you do as an active trader. When it breaks key levels, you're able to buy lower if you're active. I did not buy Facebook today. Moving on, CGC, what are you doing? Oh, look at that. Nice little bar right off at 2150-ish. So this morning, I actually still came in with CGC. So I was like, okay, but I have a lot less. Let me buy this prior level. This prior level was 21.5. So just in the morning, I bought 21.5. And now I just sold some above 22.30. And now it looks like it's, where is it now? Yeah, it's 22.15-ish. Not so bad. You know, just to trade. Crone went green. I'm not in that. But this actually came to retest this spot here, and if you sold when it broke here, maybe you made some cash flow this morning. I did not go with it. I will say I am a little stuck in this sundial. You know, I kind of got a little what's the word? Cocky here, but we'll see. You know, I made a lot of money here. I remember I was buying the whole way down from 240 to down to $2. Then I sold some 240, and then I remember this. I bought a lot, and then I sold some above 3.25. Got lighter again, and then in here I got back a lot. Then I sold, you know, above 360. I sold some 375s, 380s. I was down to 25%. I was like, holy cow! 3 times I did this, and then on this time, I started, you know, I was lighter, and then I started buying on this day, and then this day, and this day, and this day. Now I'm back to pretty much what I had in here. And I'm hoping to get some kind of balance because I have too much of this. You know, my friends who brought it to me the first time said that then, you know, they raised a lot of money here. So they're not, you know, in a cash crunch like some of them. And the industry is still young and still considered in a tough sector. But so at this point, I am in it. And, you know, I think that we can get some kind of balance here. And I feel like I already took this pain. If it were to break this and go lower, then that'd be tough. I don't think that happens. So, you know, I stuck with CGC just so I could, you know, track it and trade it because I know it. I got rid of the rest of them and this. Somebody just texted me. What are they saying? Hold on one second, guys. Yeah. Okay. I you know, my two virus plays, I sold NVAX this morning above 9. Didn't like the way it acted, and now it's, you know, off highs. This BCRX, pretty steady all day. It's still steady. You know, I've sold some. I still have some. Decent looking chart. You know, it's hanging in there. Just another one of the little guys. This one I'm going to keep. Someone asked me, why am I still in this MBIO? Well, you know, it's a position. It's an idea. Okay, and a lot of the guys that I talked to that have been in this for a year and a half are waiting for very big things still. So for me, it's an idea. It's not a trade. I'm not as tight looking for technical scenario, you know, signals like, you know, in a Google or a Facebook or an Amazon or an Apple. This is a, you know, a thesis which I'm going to stay with. I'm going to stay with this one, and I'm going to stay with my FBIO. So, you know, first time I bought it was in here, bought it all the way down, was able to sell some, and now I'm back to like tier 2.5. Same thing with this. I'm in probably tier 2.5. But again, this is not for everyone. This is not an active prop trader. This is a position that I'm going to, you know, continue to do my research on and hold both of them. You know, some of the other ones I had absolutely no commitment to. Some on the new issue land, Beyond, wow, this looks really strong. On Ford this morning, I'm like, Beyond gave us a fantastic trade. So now it's just a scalp back and forth, see if it holds one. It's down small. I'd look to see if it can go green today. By the time I walked out of here, it was already up 5. You know, and now perfect looking bull flag, looking higher. You know, we made a lot of money here. I did a video, remember, we were buying more of it through 77.81, and then we've traded it a bunch of times. I am not in it, but it looks pretty good. For higher prices, I would not be fighting this thing first one to go green in a sea of red, usually you want to stay with. Uber, not so bad either. You know, Uber, I was buying in here, sold some, and then buying in here. I texted you guys or tweeted when I got flat above 37.90, and this morning I didn't buy it, but see, that's what sometimes if you get rid of all of it, you know, you miss a good price. Look, Uber was a great trade from us. This is what I put in regular all access at 9 o'clock. From 29 to 30, I sold mine. Now it's worth a look near 34, the 21 day. 35 is also a level, meaning if you sold 38, you could buy back here. Good job if you did. I'm still in lift, and I added to it, you know, into this 46 area. I still think this acts well. But so sometimes if you get fully flat names, you know, instead of being smaller, you just lose sight of it. So now all of a sudden I might lose sight of Uber, and it might just continue to act well and go and be away from it. So anyway, that's what I mean by, you know, an actionable statement. So this was this is what was there this morning. This is what was posted without this candle. Nice to know that this area is an area to buy if you sold that area. Anyway, that's an idea, and that's a if this, then that, if that, then this. LK, what did you do? LK was a huge winner for us. Most got stopped out as it broke below the 46 area, which was right here. The 50 days near 36.50 for you looking for a scalp long. Look at that, went pretty damn close to this 36.50 when it was low as what? 30. Oh my goodness, 36.48. I got the crystal balls. Anyway, the red dog balls. So anyway, some guys made some good money there. If you did, congratulations. But this was the idea, the thought process. If you were long it in here, or long it and sold when it got extended, or when you sold when it broke 46, because that was a sell tactic, then you had the opportunity to buy it in the hole here. And some guys in the VTF did. They were talking about it all morning. So with that said, it's 12:17. You know, I'm not saying this is the end of this volatility to the downside. You know, there's still going to be a lot more banter about how many cases, et cetera, et cetera. Tomorrow you do have Apple. It's going to be important. Apple's had a huge run. Remember that video I did on Apple down here? This was fantastic. Post print, I was like, you could buy verse 245 and add here, and then we had this move. Well, it's actually good that it traded off, I think. You know, even the market. So some of these things are not priced for perfection. You know, if you come in a little bit, it gives things rooms. You know, Tesla, I'm not back in yet, but oh wow, look at that move. 8-day held, and now it's looking like there. I was pricing out a call spread, but you know, remember last week I was like, don't buy 590s or 594s. I actually was selling 620 calls to be synthetically short, but it still doesn't matter what I'm doing. I was just saying, don't do it. And unless you want to be in it for what could be a 50-point move lower to touch the 8-day like it usually does, like it did here to there, like here to there, now here to there, you know. Anyway, much better entry here versus up there like some of you guys were worried about last week. So anyway, at this point I missed this, but still I'll figure out what to do maybe for earnings. I wanted it a little bit lower. I was going to put a call spread on. I was going to buy the 595s and sell the 625s to have it, but again, I'm back here with you guys and not at my desk because it looked like it got stronger. I did trail this little Neo. Again, if you sell it all, like here was a red dog reversal. If I would have sold it all, you know, because of this candle, I would never, you know, got it back. So anyway, I was buying it in here. Remember, I tweeted you guys. I said I'm selling half at 520. I sold the other third at 535, and then I kept some. And you know, this morning I was buying it at $4, and even 390. And now where is it? 425. So, and what did it do? It retested an area. So not the end of the world. If you sell strength after a big move, you could buy a dip. I also bought a little snap actually this morning, you know, into support. Hey, look at that. If you sold because it did a little bit of a red dog reversal here with a negative candle, you're able to buy some back here versus a level. That's what trading is. See you later, guys.